Hi there and welcome back to another vlog. Today I'm going to be taking along with my morning routine with 3 kids under 5. This is a very real and honest morning routine. My mornings usually always start with either a hungry baby or a hungry puppy. Theo usually wakes up around 5:30 for a morning feed, and the dogs are waking up around 7:30 to go outside to go potty. So I get up and I go ahead and let them out. I have learned that if I do not let them out, I will sure regret it. So I make sure to get up and let them out. One of my favorite things to do in the early morning is to watch the sunrise over the trees of our property. It is absolutely beautiful and I love to have my coffee and sit there and watch it. However, it is very hard for me to sneak away. The girls do come into our beds throughout the middle of the night, and I swear they can tell when I leave the bed. So it is always tricky to wake up early and get some time for myself. As you can see, I just woke up to let the dogs out and the girls are already awake and it's only 7:30. So we go ahead and we start our morning together. All of us wide awake. They are full of energy. They definitely do not get their morning happiness from me. I am someone that needs to ease into my mornings and start slowly, so that is why it can be kind of tricky for me when my kids wake up exactly when I wake up. But we go ahead and start our day. We are going to feed the dogs now because by this time they are wondering where their food is. Delilah is feeding Bailey and Melina will feed Milo. They both really enjoy being a part of this process, so I really encourage them to be a helping hand around the house. And I think it's really great for the dogs to learn to bond with the kids as well, knowing that their food will come from them. So we go ahead and do that. After the dogs are fed, then we start thinking about what we want to eat for breakfast in the morning. We will either do cereal or oatmeal, and today we decided that oatmeal is what we wanted. So we go ahead and get that ready. As you can see, I have my helpers in the kitchen. I pretty much always have someone helping me cook whenever I am in there. This kitchen helper has been great for that. It brings them up to my level and it makes sure that they are not falling. I really try to remind myself to be patient and to make sure to include them in the kitchen, even if it will take longer and become messier, because some of my best memories are being in the kitchen when I was younger. I like to let the dogs get some fresh air in the morning, so they go outside for a little bit. We sit down and eat our breakfast together. This is the time where we discuss what day it is, what our plans are. We are adjusting to a new routine where we are only doing TV in the afternoon for a short period of time. And I have found that this has helped tremendously with how we start our days and how their play goes. But Melina does need some prompting, reminding that that will be how our day is set. So we go ahead and do that, and we will either read some stories together or we talk about their dreams. Today we decided that we were reading a story together at breakfast. And the girls, as you can see, are really interactive in the story. We're finding the cats, and it is just a great way to sit and connect with them. We are doing our learning at home this year, so that looks like a lot of reading, a lot of games, a lot of story time, and this morning we went ahead and started off with bug bingo. She has been really into identifying bugs lately and catching bugs, so this was great. After we played, it did make a big mess. We had all the chips out, so we went ahead and started cleaning that up. We are really trying to work with her and getting her to help clean up the messes after the activity. I have noticed that a big trigger of mine is just overwhelmed by messes, and she is one to move so fast from one activity to another that I just have such a hard time keeping up. But when I do keep up with her, I have noticed that I am less stressed and less frustrated. So I just like to encourage her to be a part of the cleanup process, and I hope that as she sees me clean up the different activities, that will become something that she will get used to and start doing on her own and take initiative when she is done with the activity. I never knew how sensitive I was to different visual stimulations and noise stimulations until I had children, and I realized how my temperament would change depending on the environment I was in. So it's more than a clean house. This time Theo is waking up. It is around 9:30 and he is up for good for the morning. So we go in and see his cute little smiles. He's always so happy when he first wakes up, so we enjoy that. I love to just love on him for a little bit, snuggle him, enjoy those sweet baby blues. Now he is in our bed because I do wake up early in the morning, like I said, and feed him while he is in our bed. But throughout the night he does sleep in his own crib, but we go ahead and get him changed for the day. And of course his belly is pretty hungry, so I go ahead and feed him. And I have my little helpers here, as you can see, that are loving on him. And you know, everything is a family event when you have little ones. So they are always very close by, kind of seeing what I am doing, checking on their little baby brother, seeing if there's anything that they can help with, and just staying close to mama. I mean, that is really the life of a stay-at-home mom, right? You always have your little ones right next to you, especially in these toddler years. Melina and Delilah are definitely going through a stage where they are figuring out their relationship as Delilah is becoming older and being able to communicate and participate in different activities. Melina is relearning her place in the family. If you have multiple kids, you will see that your oldest one often goes through periods of adjustments as the younger child progresses and develops, because their world is again changing. So that is what is happening here lately. It seems that Melina and Delilah really are just trying to figure it out. If you have multiple kids, you know how exhausting it can be refereeing between the two of them all day long, but I really do try my best to allow them to work it out themselves. I'm trying to clear the bed here so that I can make it, but I have my big white puppy that really did not want to get up. And then I realized that I had milk on my shirt. Some days it feels like I go through more clothes than my toddlers go through. We finally are able to make the bed after I get my clothes changed, and I have my helpers doing it with me. But then all of a sudden they decide, let's not make the bed, let's jump on it. And if I'm being totally honest with you guys, that is exactly why I do not go ahead and make my bed every day, because it really just doesn't stay made. Between the kids and the dogs, it's kind of wasted effort. But I figured I would try today, and this is what happened. So I just kind of folded down the sheets and went with it. I would eventually like to get into a routine where we are making our beds every day after we wake up, but right now I can barely get my kids out of PJs most days. So I'm gonna pick my battles here. So we decided that we wanted to do some reading in the beds. We got some more books and we just kind of cuddled up and read together. My girls love when I read aloud and we just are all snuggled up. And this is the easiest way for us all to connect while I have Theo. It can be hard to engage and play with him in my lap or if he's feeding, so reading to them is the perfect way to do that, and luckily they both really enjoy it. Delilah is at the stage where she wants to read me the books, so she likes to hold the books and tell me what she's seeing in the pictures, and really not so much wanting to listen to me unless it's a book that she really likes. So here you see that we are kind of taking turns reading our books to each other, which is super cute. And then Lena decided that she needed some snacks, so she came back with her goodies. Literally feels like any time that I get us all to sit down and finally do something together, that someone else needs something, whether a child needs a snack, a drink, the dog needs water, someone needs to go potty, the dogs need to go potty. It always feels like as soon as we sit down, I have to pop back up. But this time actually Melina was able to get the snacks. But it's just one of those things that it's like, oh, it happens every single time and you just want things to go smoothly. But Theo here is having enough of sitting in this position, and he's done with reading, but I tried to push on longer because the girls really wanted to read the books. Alright, so after reading, it is about 10:30 and it is time for us to get ready for the day, like officially ready. Now I am already in my clothes since I had to change because of the milk, but here I am getting the girls ready, and oh man, if you have girls, hair time is fun. I don't know about you, but it's always like a Russian roulette. Some days they let me do their hair, some days it's like, no way. But here we are doing Delilah's hair. She has the cutest little curls. I have found that a soft bristle brush and a great detangler is what really helps the girls cooperate with getting their hair done. They definitely prefer that brush and the detangler over anything else, so I always make sure to show them that that is what I have and that's how we'll do their hair. It, I believe, is from the Honest Company. So if you are looking for a detangler, go and check that out. It actually smells really, really good. It's like a orange vanilla scent that is delicious. I prefer to get the girls' hair up and out of their face. That way it is not in their food or in their paint or markers, whatever they're doing for the day. But I will always ask them how they want their hair done. If they want up, down, in the middle, that way they have the freedom to choose how their hair is. I really think it's important to give our children simple choices like that throughout the day. That way they have some type of control. And then it is time for me to get ready. So here I am doing my makeup, and I have a little mini me Delilah that is also doing her makeup with me. They are such imitators. It is very interesting to watch their little movements and how much they actually mimic what you do. They really are like a sponge, just soaking up everything we're doing. And sometimes that can be a lot of pressure to make sure that we are doing the right things. I would say that I actually do my makeup maybe 3 to 4 times a week. It is definitely not an everyday thing. But I definitely have been trying to incorporate more into my routine to be intentional about actually getting ready for the day, because I feel so much more like myself when I am put together. It makes a world of difference. I look forward to my cup of coffee almost every single night that I go to bed, and today I did not get my early morning cup of coffee. It just kept getting pushed back because of how the morning was going. So I was really looking forward to this one. I love a nice hot cup of coffee. I love the smell of it. There's just something about the rhythm of it, and it's just such a calming and comforting time of my day, and I really look forward to it. But when you have 3 young ones, you really don't get a chance to enjoy always your full cup of coffee. So I'm always either reheating it or I'm going back to make another fresh cup. Since I am breastfeeding, I do limit myself to 2 cups of coffee max a day, and I usually like to have 1 regular and 1 decaf. That way the baby is not loaded up on caffeine. I can definitely tell if I've hit my limit if he's taking shorter naps and just becoming restless. Usually that's a good sign that I've either had too much caffeine or I've had it too close to when he's going to nap. I like to try to time my coffees where I am drinking them like right when he goes down. That way by the time he is up again and needing another feed, it is out of my system a little bit and it's not so fresh. But this is not something that I am super strict about. This is just something that I like to try to be mindful of and go from there. Today was a big eating day for the girls. They were hungry again, so I heated up leftover French toast and paired it with some cottage cheese. Some days it seems like they will eat everything, and other days it seems like they do not eat anything. So today was definitely an eating day. While they ate, I decided I was going to get our homeschool stuff out and ready for Melina to do her lesson whenever she was ready. So I was gathering all the supplies that we needed. I like to set the table up for her. I have found it is very distracting for her if I'm continuously getting up and down, trying to grab supplies that we have missed. So I like to just have everything here and ready to go. That way, when we start a lesson, we can really focus in on it and get to work. She has been loving the Good and the Beautiful Math K. If you have not seen, I do have a homeschool curriculum video that I did about everything that we are using this year. This is our first year officially homeschooling with a curriculum. Last year I did a Montessori-based preschool play where we did a lot of different activities and things at home, and this year I wanted to try a curriculum and see how she would do with it. And so far she has been loving it. Like, I think a big part of why she's enjoying it so much is because The Good and the Beautiful did a great job at making this math book, or this math course I should say, very enjoyable for kids. It comes with a whole box, as you can see, with cars, peg people, little dice with numbers on it, and counting sticks. And she loves being interactive with her learning. She loves being hands-on, and so this is perfect. And the illustrations to engage with on the pages are absolutely beautiful, and they're nature-based, and it is something that she really enjoys. So I'm not really strict about how much we accomplish in one day or if we do a lesson every single day. I really just encourage her to try. My biggest goal for learning at home is not really what we are learning, it's just to foster a love of learning, especially in these younger years. So here we are working on the Good and the Beautiful language arts, and we are having lunch with it now. I did put Theo down because, as you could see, he did fall asleep in my arms, and most days that we are doing school, he is usually in my arms or I'm standing up rocking him, and it's just a constant juggle of balancing all the acts of motherhood with little ones. I hope this video encourages you, if you are in the thick of motherhood, that it is the time of servitude, and even if it feels like you're not doing anything, you are doing hard work, mama.